Hello everyone, before we begin today's story, I have a small favor to ask. Please hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our channel's new videos. It's quick, free, and the best way to support us in bringing you more dramatic stories. Your support means the world to us. Where are you watching from? Drop your city or country in the comments below. Thank you very much. She took a deep breath, trying to calm her racing heart. Table 7, she whispered under her breath, searching the restaurant. She spotted Hema Man sitting alone, dressed in a sharp suit, his dark hair neatly styled. He looked out of place here, just like her. She walked toward the table, her steps hesitant, but determined. Emma took a sip of water, trying to settle her nerves. She had no idea why she had been so nervous about this. Sure, she was underdressed for the upscale restaurant, but she had promised Jenny she would go through with it. Emma's eyes lit up. She was terrible with computers, but she tried to sound enthusiastic. That's so cool. You work with apps or coding or something like that? At that moment, Emma's phone buzzed. She picked it up, scanning the message. Her stomach dropped. Hey, Emma, where are you? I'm at table 7. Looking forward to meeting you, Kevin. She grabbed her coat and bolted for the door, her embarrassment overshadowing everything else. Liam watched her go, a strange mix of regret and curiosity stirring within him. Why did it bother him that she left so abruptly? But what Emma didn't know was that Liam Parker, a successful tech entrepreneur, found himself oddly captivated by her. There was something real about her, something refreshing. And for the first time in a long time, he found himself wanting to see her again. Would you like to see what happens next in their story? Drop a comment below, and make sure to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss the next chapter. Thank you so much for being part of our community. Hello everyone, before we begin today's story, I have a small favor to ask. Please hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our channel's new videos. It's quick, free, and the best way to support us in bringing you more dramatic stories. Your support means the world to us. Where are you watching from? Drop your city or country in the comments below. Thank you very much. She took a deep breath, trying to calm her racing heart. Table 7, she whispered under her breath, searching the restaurant. She spotted Hema Man sitting alone, dressed in a sharp suit, his dark hair neatly styled. He looked out of place here, just like her. She walked toward the table, her steps hesitant but determined. Emma took a sip of water, trying to settle her nerves. She had no idea why she had been so nervous about this. Sure, she was underdressed for the upscale restaurant, but she had promised Jenny she would go through with it. Emma's eyes lit up. She was terrible with computers, but she tried to sound enthusiastic. That's so cool. You work with apps or coding or something like that? At that moment, Emma's phone buzzed. She picked it up, scanning the message. Her stomach dropped. Hey, Emma, where are you? I'm at table 7. Looking forward to meeting you, Kevin. She grabbed her coat and bolted for the door, her embarrassment overshadowing everything else. Liam watched her go, a strange mix of regret and curiosity stirring within him. Why did it bother him that she left so abruptly? But what Emma didn't know was that Liam Parker, a successful tech entrepreneur, found himself oddly captivated by her. There was something real about her, something refreshing. And for the first time in a long time, he found himself wanting to see her again. Would you like to see what happens next in their story? Drop a comment below, and make sure to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss the next chapter. Thank you so much for being part of our community. The next morning, Emma sat on the couch of her small apartment, her phone in her hands. She had spent the entire night replaying the events from the night before. The awkward encounter at the restaurant. Her rushed exit. Her cheeks flushed with embarrassment just thinking about it. She had practically run out of there. Her heart still felt heavy with the cringeworthy memory. She shook her head, trying to brush it off. You made a fool of yourself, she muttered to herself. But it's done now. Nothing more to it. Just move on. She glanced at her phone again, scrolling through a few messages. None of them were from Kevin, the man she was actually supposed to meet. Just as she was about to put her phone down, another message popped up. This one was from an unknown number. Hi Emma, it's Liam. I was the guy you thought was Kevin last night. I know it was a mix-up, but I'd really like to meet you again. Coffee maybe? Her heart skipped a beat. Liam? The same guy she had mistaken for Kevin? She stared at the message for a long moment, unsure of what to do. He had sent this so casually, so straightforwardly, as if it were no big deal. But to Emma, it felt like a big deal. What did he want? Why would he want to meet her again after that disaster? But then, part of her wondered if he just felt sorry for her. She put her phone down and took a deep breath. This wasn't how she imagined her life would go. Sitting in her tiny apartment, wondering if she should agree to meet a complete stranger who had probably thought she was a total mess the night before. But there was something about his message, something kind about it that made her hesitate. Emma stared at her phone, her finger hovering over the reply button. She could just ignore it. Let it go. But a part of her didn't want to. She typed out a quick reply, her fingers trembling a little. Okay, coffee sounds nice. Where and when? The reply came almost instantly. Great. How about the cafe on 5th and Main? 2 p.m.? I'll be there. She took another deep breath, trying to calm herself. It had been a while since she had felt this nervous about something as simple as coffee. But maybe, just maybe, it wouldn't be so bad. She needed a little excitement in her life anyway, and meeting Liam again couldn't be worse than what had happened last night. At 2 p.m. sharp, Emma walked into the cafe, her heart pounding. She was wearing a simple blouse and jeans, nothing too fancy. Her outfit was much more casual compared to the upscale restaurant from the night before. She felt a little out of place, but she had to admit, she was starting to feel more comfortable in her own skin. Maybe it was because Liam had been kind to her, even after the awkward mix-up. She scanned the cafe, and there he was. Liam. He was sitting at a table near the window, dressed casually this time, but still looking effortlessly put together. When he saw her, he stood up with a warm smile, and she couldn't help but feel a little relieved. He didn't look at her with judgment or discomfort. In fact, he looked genuinely happy to see her. She smiled nervously, taking a seat across from him. Thanks for inviting me. I wasn't sure if, well, you know, after last night, Liam chuckled softly, and for the first time, Emma felt herself relax a little. Don't worry about it. I thought it was kind of funny. Besides, it gave me an excuse to talk to you again. Her cheeks flushed a little. She wasn't used to this kind of attention, but there was something about Liam's confidence that made her feel like everything was going to be okay. Liam leaned back in his chair, clearly at ease. I'm in the startup world. Mostly focused on app development. It's a lot of coding, but it's also a lot of figuring out what people need and how to make it happen. It's challenging, but I like it. Emma nodded, trying to follow along. That sounds complicated. Emma smiled, her anxiety slowly slipping away. For the first time in a while, she felt like she could actually enjoy a conversation with someone. It wasn't perfect, but it was genuine. They were two people, both a little out of their element, but somehow, the conversation was flowing. They talked for a while about their lives, their dreams, and the small things that made them happy. Emma shared more about her passion for art, about how she dreamed of opening her own art studio one day. She had never told anyone about that before, but something about Liam made her feel like it was okay to share her hopes. Liam listened intently, his eyes soft and thoughtful. That's amazing, Emma. I think you could definitely make that happen. It's good to have a dream, something to work toward. There was a moment of silence between them, but it was comfortable. Emma could feel the weight of the conversation shift, and for the first time, she wasn't worrying about what to say next. It just felt natural. After a while, Liam stood up. "I'm glad we did this. You're more interesting than I thought." Emma laughed softly. "I could say the same about you." As they parted ways, she felt a little lighter than when she walked in. Maybe this wasn't just some random mix-up after all. Maybe it was the start of something new. Would you like to see what happens next? Drop a comment below, and make sure to subscribe to our channel for more updates on Emma and Liam's story. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next chapter. It had been a few weeks since Emma and Liam's coffee date. They had kept in touch, casually texting now and then, but there was a slight distance between them. Emma couldn't help but feel a little unsure. Despite their pleasant interactions, she wasn't sure what Liam wanted out of all this. Was he really interested in her, or was this just some friendly gesture? It was hard to tell. But everything changed one evening when she got an unexpected call. It was Liam. Her heart skipped a beat. The tone in his voice sounded serious, like it wasn't just another casual conversation. "What's going on?" she asked, her voice betraying her curiosity. Emma felt a mix of excitement and nervousness. What could it be? Was he going to tell her something about his personal life? Or was he just being polite again, like last time? The idea of attending a fancy gala made Emma's stomach churn a little. She had never been to one of those events before, and the thought of fitting in with high-profile people made her feel out of place. But she also felt a spark of excitement. Maybe this was her chance to see Liam in a new light. There was a brief silence on the other end of the line before Liam responded. Her cheeks flushed at the compliment, but she didn't let it show. She was still trying to figure out whether he really meant it, or if he was just being polite. Still, the invitation felt different from anything she had expected. Saturday came, and Emma stood in front of her closet, staring at the assortment of clothes. She had nothing fancy, nothing elegant. She picked out the best dress she could find, simple, black, and modest, but it still didn't feel like enough. She had never felt more out of place than she did right now. When the evening arrived, Emma nervously made her way to the venue. The event was being held at an upscale hotel downtown, a towering building that shimmered in the city lights. It was exactly what she had imagined: luxurious, refined, and absolutely intimidating. As she approached the entrance, Emma's nerves spiked. She had never been in this kind of setting before. People were elegantly dressed, and the sound of soft classical music floated out through the open doors. She took a deep breath, straightened her back, and walked inside. The moment she stepped into the ballroom, Emma felt overwhelmed. The chandeliers above sparkled like diamonds, and the rich scent of perfume filled the air. Waiters circulated with trays of champagne, and groups of well-dressed men and women engaged in quiet conversations. Everything about the atmosphere screamed exclusivity. Emma was just about to turn around and leave when she spotted Liam across the room. He was in a sharp tuxedo, looking every bit the part of the wealthy entrepreneur he was. As soon as he saw her, he smiled and made his way over to her. For the first time since they had met, Emma felt like she didn't belong. She wasn't used to being in such an elite environment. But Liam's presence was comforting, and his smile made her feel like maybe she was supposed to be here after all. Emma felt a little more at ease, but she still couldn't shake the feeling that everyone in the room was looking at her, judging her. But Liam didn't seem to care. He led her to the table, where they were seated among other high-profile individuals. Emma couldn't help but feel a little nervous, but she followed Liam's lead, trying to act like she belonged. As the evening went on, Liam introduced Emma to several people, and the conversations flowed more smoothly than she had expected. There was no pressure, no awkward silences. The more she talked to Liam, the more she realized how easy it was to be around him. He wasn't just the businessman everyone thought he was. He was thoughtful, kind, and real. But as the night wore on, something changed. During a lull in the conversation, Emma looked around the room and noticed people whispering and glancing in their direction. She felt a pang of insecurity. Was it because she wasn't part of their world? Or was it something about her that made her stand out so much? Suddenly, Liam leaned in and whispered, "Don't worry about them. You're here with me." His words were soft, but they meant more than she could explain. It was the first time in a long time that someone had made her feel like she mattered, like she wasn't just another person in the crowd. For the rest of the evening, Emma felt a shift. Maybe this wasn't just some blind date. Maybe there was more to Liam than she had originally thought. And maybe, just maybe, she wasn't out of place here after all. Would you like to know what happens next? Don't forget to comment below, and make sure to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss the next part of Emma and Liam's journey. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you in the next chapter. It had been 2 days since the gala, and Emma couldn't stop thinking about Liam. There was something about that night, something in the way he looked at her, how he made her feel seen, like she wasn't just another face in the crowd. She had spent most of the evening trying to fit in with the other guests, but it wasn't until Liam spoke to her that she felt truly comfortable. It was as if he saw beyond her nerves and insecurities. But now, back in her small apartment, things felt different. The world outside felt overwhelming again, and the reality of her situation hit her hard. Her phone buzzed, snapping her out of her thoughts. It was a message from Liam. Emma stared at the message, her heart pounding. She wasn't sure what kind of project he was talking about, but she couldn't deny that the idea of working with him excited her. It felt like an opportunity, something she never imagined would come her way. But the part of her that was always cautious and self-doubting held her back. What if she wasn't good enough? What if she messed it up? She took a deep breath and decided to respond. Within moments, Liam replied. The next day, Emma found herself standing outside a sleek, modern building in the heart of the city. It was Liam's office, and everything about it screamed success: polished glass windows, immaculate design, and a sleek lobby. She felt a wave of nerves rush through her, but she quickly shook it off. This was an opportunity, and she couldn't afford to back down now. She entered the building, the cool air of the lobby making her shiver slightly. The receptionist greeted her warmly and directed her to the elevator. As the doors closed, Emma's heart raced. What was this project? What did Liam want with her? When the elevator doors opened, she stepped into a spacious, high-tech office. Liam stood by the window, looking out over the city. He was wearing a casual yet stylish suit, his usual calm demeanor in place. He turned when he saw her, offering a welcoming smile. Liam led her over to a large conference table and gestured for her to sit. He sat down across from her, his hands folding on the table as he leaned in slightly. Emma's eyes widened. She had dreamed of something like this: an opportunity to not only pursue her own artistic dreams but also to help others. It felt like everything she had been wishing for was right in front of her. Liam smiled, his expression warm and reassuring. I see potential in you, Emma. I've watched you. The way you talked about your art, about what you want to do. You have passion, and that's what this program needs. We can teach you the logistics, the business side. But you have something most people don't: real drive and creativity. That's why I want you on board. Emma felt a surge of warmth in her chest. For the first time in a long while, someone saw her for who she really was. Not just a waitress, not just a girl struggling to make ends meet, but someone with something to offer. Liam's smile widened. I'm glad to hear that. We'll start small, but I think you're going to do great things. As the meeting went on, Emma felt her nerves slip away. She was being given a chance, a real chance to build something. And she wasn't going to let it slip by. She could feel the weight of the moment, but it was a weight she was ready to carry. After their meeting, Liam walked her out of the office, his tone casual as they chatted about the next steps. Emma smiled, feeling a mix of excitement and disbelief. This was real. She was really here, on the verge of something new. As she left the building, Emma looked up at the skyline. She had no idea where this journey would take her, but she knew one thing for sure: her life was about to change in ways she couldn't even imagine. Would you like to know what happens next? Drop a comment below and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an update. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next chapter of Emma and Liam's story. It had been 2 weeks since Emma joined Liam's project, and things were moving quickly. She was thrown into organizing meetings with local artists, planning gallery events, and handling logistics she never thought she'd be able to manage. At first, she felt overwhelmed, unsure of her abilities. But as the days passed, something started to shift. Liam had been by her side, guiding her, offering advice when she needed it, but always encouraging her to take the lead. His belief in her gave her the confidence she never thought she'd have. One afternoon, Emma sat at her desk in the small office space Liam had arranged for her. It was cozy, with light streaming through the large windows, but it also felt like the weight of her responsibilities was pressing down on her. She was drafting an email to one of the artists they were collaborating with when her phone buzzed. It was a message from Liam. Her heart skipped a beat. The last time Liam had said something like this, it was about the project, about moving forward, and she had been excited. But now, she couldn't shake the feeling that it was something more. She put her phone down, trying to focus on the task at hand, but her mind kept drifting to the possibility of what Liam might want to talk about. An hour later, Liam walked into the office. He was dressed casually today, in jeans and a jacket, but there was a seriousness in his demeanor that caught Emma's attention. He smiled when he saw her, but it didn't quite reach his eyes. Emma could sense the change in his tone. Something was different. Liam nodded, his expression thoughtful. "Yeah," he began, taking a deep breath. "I've been thinking about this for a while, and I didn't want to bring it up too soon, but now feels like the right time." Emma felt her heart race. What was this about? Emma listened closely, unsure of what to expect. Was he going to tell her she wasn't cut out for the job? That she was in over her head? Her mind raced with the possibilities, but she forced herself to stay calm. Liam leaned forward slightly, his hands clasped in front of him. "I know I've been a little distant lately. And I wanted to be upfront with you. The truth is, I've been trying to figure out how I feel about this whole situation." Emma's confusion deepened. "What do you mean?" Emma felt her heart stop for a moment. Was he saying what she thought he was saying? Had she misread everything? Had she been imagining the subtle changes in the way he acted around her? Liam looked down for a moment, his expression softening. "I didn't want to complicate things. I didn't want to mix business with personal feelings, but I can't ignore it anymore. I've developed feelings for you, Emma." Emma's mind raced. She had felt a connection to Liam, but she had tried so hard to keep things professional. She had convinced herself that she was just imagining it, that it was all part of the excitement of the project. But hearing Liam's words felt like a dream. It was everything she had secretly hoped for, but now, in this moment, it was overwhelming. For a moment, Emma didn't know what to say. She was speechless. Her emotions were all over the place: surprised, confused, and, above all, scared. This was the last thing she expected. But in her heart, a part of her had always hoped for something more. The connection between them had always been there, but she had been too afraid to acknowledge it. Liam watched her closely, waiting for her response. "Emma, I need to know how you feel. This doesn't have to change anything about the project. But I want to be honest with you, and I think you deserve to know the truth." Emma took a deep breath, gathering her thoughts. She couldn't ignore the way she felt. She had tried to tell herself it was all business, but it wasn't. There was something real between them. Liam's face softened, relief washing over him as he leaned back in his chair. "I'm glad to hear you say that. I just wanted to be honest with you, no matter what." The air between them felt different now, heavier but somehow lighter at the same time. The dynamic had shifted, and though Emma wasn't sure where it would lead, she knew one thing for sure: she wasn't going to back away from this. Not anymore. "Would you like to know what happens next?" Drop a comment below and make sure to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any updates. Thank you for following Emma and Liam's journey. We'll see you in the next chapter. The days after that conversation with Liam were a whirlwind for Emma. It felt like her life had shifted in a way she couldn't quite understand. Her emotions were all over the place. On one hand, she was excited about the possibility of something real between them, but on the other, she couldn't help but feel conflicted. Was she just a part of his project? Was he just being kind, or did he truly feel something for her? It was hard to tell, but she knew one thing for sure: their connection was undeniable. The next week, things at work continued to move forward. Emma threw herself into the project with more energy than ever before. The upcoming art exhibition was just around the corner, and she had been working tirelessly to pull everything together. Liam was still present, guiding her when needed, but it was clear that their dynamic had changed. There were more moments of lingering looks, more subtle touches, and a sense that something deeper was brewing between them. One afternoon, Emma was going over the event details when Liam walked into the office, holding a large folder. He looked more serious than usual, and Emma immediately felt her nerves spike. Emma's heart skipped a beat. Was this it? Was he about to tell her he didn't feel the same way? Her stomach turned with nerves, but she forced herself to stay calm. Liam exhaled, his gaze meeting hers as he spoke. I know things have been a little complicated between us lately. And I don't want to mess this up. I know I've been giving you mixed signals, and I'm sorry for that. The truth is, I've been feeling something for you for a while now. Emma's breath caught in her throat. He was finally saying it. But why did it still feel so surreal? She hadn't expected him to admit it so openly, especially with everything that had been going on with the project. Emma's heart raced. She hadn't expected this. The moment of vulnerability in Liam's voice made her feel like she was standing at the edge of something huge. But her mind was still racing. Was this real? Or was it just part of the whirlwind of emotions they had both been caught up in? Liam nodded, his expression understanding. I get it. This isn't just about us. But I want to be clear, I don't want to pressure you. I just need you to know how I feel. If you don't feel the same way, I can respect that. But I think we owe it to ourselves to see where this could go. The silence between them hung thick with unspoken words. Emma didn't know what to say. Her heart was torn between the possibility of a future with Liam and the fear of complicating everything they had worked so hard for. The last thing she wanted was to ruin the one thing that had been bringing her joy: the project, her dream finally coming to life. But as she looked at Liam, she realized that maybe, just maybe, their connection was something worth exploring. Maybe they could make it work. She didn't have all the answers, but for the first time in a long time, she felt like she was ready to take a leap. Liam's eyes softened with relief, and he leaned forward, his expression sincere. Thank you, Emma. I promise I won't take this lightly. As they sat there, the weight of the conversation settled between them, but it was no longer a heavy burden. There was hope now, hope for the future, for their project, and for whatever this new connection might bring. The rest of the day went by quickly. They worked side by side, the air between them lighter, more comfortable than it had been in weeks. Emma couldn't shake the feeling that something had shifted, but for the first time, she wasn't afraid. Whatever came next, she was ready. Would you like to see what happens next in Emma and Liam's story? Make sure to comment below and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss the next part. Thanks for being part of this journey with us. We'll see you in the next chapter. After their conversation, things between Emma and Liam seemed to settle into a new, unspoken understanding. They continued working on the project with renewed energy, but now there was an underlying tension, a feeling that something had changed. Emma couldn't stop thinking about the fact that Liam had admitted his feelings for her, and now, she was trying to figure out how to balance everything. She didn't want to complicate the project, but a part of her was excited to see where this new dynamic would take them. One afternoon, while they were finalizing some details for the upcoming art exhibition, Liam approached her, looking more serious than usual. Emma, can we talk for a minute? His voice had a calm, steady tone, but Emma could sense the weight behind it. She nodded, setting aside the papers she was working on. Of course. What's going on? She asked, her voice slightly unsure. Liam took a deep breath before speaking. I've been thinking a lot about what we talked about the other day. And I know this may not be the right time, but I want to be upfront with you. I can't keep pretending like everything is just business between us. He paused, his eyes meeting hers, and for the first time Emma saw a vulnerability in them that caught her off guard. Emma's heart raced, and she instinctively looked down at her hands. Was he about to pull away? Was he having second thoughts? Liam, you don't have to, she started, but he gently interrupted her. Emma's chest tightened. She had expected something like this to happen, but hearing it out loud still made her heart pound in her ears. She felt a mix of emotions, but above all, she was afraid of what this could mean for the project, for their friendship, and for everything they had built so far. She took a deep breath before meeting his gaze. I feel the same way, she admitted, her voice barely above a whisper. But I'm scared, Liam. I don't want to ruin everything. The project means so much to me, and I don't want anything to get in the way of that. Her hands were trembling slightly as she spoke, but she forced herself to stay calm. Liam's face softened, and he reached across the table, placing his hand gently over hers. Emma, I'm not asking you to choose between me and the project. I want both. I believe in what we're doing together. And I believe in us, too. But I don't want you to feel like you have to hold back because of me. His voice was reassuring, and for the first time in days, Emma felt a wave of relief wash over her. Emma looked at their hands, the warmth of his touch grounding her. I don't want to hold back either, she said softly. I don't know how to navigate this, you know? It's all happening so fast. She wasn't sure if she was ready to take the next step, but the truth was, she didn't want to run away from it either. Liam smiled, his hand still resting on hers. We don't have to figure it all out right now. We can take it slow. But I just wanted to make sure you knew where I stood. He paused, letting the words sink in. And no matter what, I want to make sure we're still working together, because that's what's important to me. Emma nodded, feeling a mixture of relief and uncertainty. She didn't have all the answers, but she knew one thing: she didn't want to lose the connection they had. She didn't want to walk away from the opportunity that had come her way, not just professionally, but personally as well. As the day went on, they worked side by side, but something between them had shifted. There was a new understanding, a deeper connection, and for the first time in weeks, Emma felt hopeful about the future. It wasn't just about the project Anna Marie, it was about them, too. Later that evening, as Emma sat at her desk, reflecting on everything that had been said, she felt a sense of calm wash over her. She didn't have all the answers, and there were still a lot of things to figure out. But for the first time, she wasn't afraid. Whatever came next, she was ready to face it, whether it was the next step in the project, or something more with Liam. Would you like to see what happens next? Drop a comment below and make sure to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss the next part of Emma and Liam's journey. Thank you for being with us, and we'll see you in the next chapter. The days that followed were filled with a mix of excitement and uncertainty for Emma. She and Liam had agreed to take things slow, but their growing connection was undeniable. The art exhibition was quickly approaching, and with each passing day, Emma found herself balancing the responsibilities of the project with her developing feelings for Liam. Every time they worked together, there was an unspoken understanding between them, a spark that neither of them could ignore. But still, Emma couldn't shake the feeling of uncertainty. What would happen once the exhibition was over? Would things go back to normal, or would everything change? One evening, after a long day of preparation for the event, Emma and Liam were standing together in the gallery space. The walls were adorned with colorful paintings, the lighting just right to make the artwork come alive. Emma was making final adjustments to the display when Liam approached her, his expression serious, yet kind. Emma turned to face him, wiping her hands on her jeans. Of course, what's going on? There was a brief silence as Liam studied her, as if weighing his words carefully. Then he spoke, his voice steady but filled with a depth of emotion Emma hadn't heard from him before. Emma's breath caught in her throat, and her heart skipped a beat. She had felt the same way for so long, but hearing him admit it aloud left her momentarily speechless. She had feared that she was reading too much into their moments together, but now, hearing his confession, it felt real. But with the exhibition looming, Emma still wasn't sure how to navigate the emotional chaos inside her. Liam stepped closer, his gaze softening as he reached out to gently take her hand. "Emma, I don't want to lose you. I don't want to complicate everything either, but I think we both know that there's something real here. Whatever happens, we can figure it out together. We've been building something amazing, both with the project and with each other. I'm not going to walk away from that." Emma looked into his eyes, her heart pounding in her chest. The uncertainty she had been carrying around for so long started to lift, replaced with something stronger: hope. She hadn't realized how much she needed to hear those words until now. She squeezed his hand, her voice quiet but filled with determination. Relief washed over Liam's face, and he smiled, his hand still holding hers. "Thank you, Emma," he whispered, his voice full of sincerity. "We'll take it one step at a time. We don't have to have all the answers right now. But I'm here, and I want to see this through." As the evening wore on, Emma couldn't stop smiling. They had faced their fears, both individually and together, and they had come out stronger. There was still a lot of uncertainty ahead, but for the first time in a long time, Emma felt like she wasn't alone. The project was still their focus, but now, there was something else, something real that neither of them could deny. The art exhibition finally opened the following week, and it was a huge success. The gallery was filled with visitors, each of them admiring the work Emma had poured her heart into. Liam was there by her side, supporting her every step of the way. The night was a celebration of her passion and dedication, but also a celebration of the connection they had built together. As the evening came to a close, Emma found herself standing next to Liam, both of them looking at the artwork, their fingers intertwined. "We did it," Emma said, her voice soft but filled with pride. "We did," Liam agreed, his smile wide. "And we'll keep doing it. Together." For the first time in a long while, Emma felt like everything was falling into place. The future was still uncertain, but now, she was ready to face it, both with the project and with Liam by her side. Would you like to know what happens next? Don't forget to comment below and subscribe to our channel so you never miss the next chapter of Emma and Liam's journey. Thank you for following their story, and we'll see you in the next part. Months had passed since Emma and Liam had confessed their feelings for each other. The project they had worked on together had grown beyond their expectations. The gallery exhibitions continued to thrive, bringing together local artists and gaining attention in the community. Emma felt a sense of fulfillment she had never known before. She was no longer just a waitress or someone struggling to make ends meet. She was part of something bigger, something that had given her a sense of purpose and pride. But as the months went by, Emma realized something else: she had grown not just professionally but personally, too. The bond between her and Liam had deepened. They had faced their fears together, navigated the complexities of working side by side, and had come to rely on each other more than either of them had expected. What had started as a collaboration had turned into something real, something built on mutual respect, trust, and love. One evening, as they walked home together after another successful event, Liam stopped just outside the building where Emma lived. The city lights glistened around them, and for a moment, everything felt still. Emma turned to him, her heart racing. Was this it? Had he been thinking the same thing she had been thinking? She took a deep breath and smiled. Liam reached into his pocket and pulled out a small box. Emma's eyes widened as she recognized what it was. It was a ring, simple yet elegant, a symbol of everything they had built together. Her breath caught in her throat as he knelt down in front of her, his eyes locked on hers. Emma's heart soared, and for a moment, time seemed to stand still. She had never imagined this moment would come. The man she had once thought was just a colleague, just a business partner, had become her everything. And now, he was offering her a future. She felt tears welling in her eyes as she looked down at him, overwhelmed with emotion. The moment Liam placed the ring on her finger, the weight of everything they had shared hit her all at once. The struggles, the doubts, the late nights working on the project, they had all led to this. She wasn't just Emma, the struggling artist anymore. She was someone who had found not only success but love and a future with someone who truly cared about her. Liam stood up, his hands cupping her face gently as he kissed her, sealing the promise they had made to each other. It was a kiss full of love, trust, and hope for the future. When they pulled away, Liam smiled at her, as they stood there, hand in hand, looking at the city that had witnessed the beginning of their journey together. Emma knew one thing for sure: this was just the start. Whatever came next, they would face it together. And she was ready. Ready to build the life she had always dreamed of, with Liam by her side. Thank you so much for following Emma and Liam's journey. We hope you enjoyed their story as much as we did. Don't forget to comment below and let us know what you think. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to our channel so you never miss a new chapter. We'll see you in the next story.